Hey guys, Justin with AmericanTrucks.com here with my detailed review and install of the Bully Dog Rapid Flow Stage 2 Cold Air Intake System, available for your 2011 through 2014 5-liter powered F-150. The Bully Dog Cold Air will be your most affordable option in the 11 to 14 5-liter category when searching for a sealed or enclosed airbox design at the low $300 price point. Now, this no tune required cold air will improve underhood appearance, but more importantly, will also give you a small bump in power and throttle response as well. And it's going to get a simple 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter from me when it does come time for the installation. So Bully Dog is definitely one of those companies I'm sure most truck owners have heard or seen at some point or another in the truck aftermarket, probably for their handheld tuning devices, but lately they have been pumping out some pretty solid intake options for both gas and diesel applications. And my early experience with these products has been a good one. The fit and finish is certainly on point, and the price is very attractive when comparing these intakes versus some of the competition in the category. But let's break this thing down a little bit further from a construction standpoint, and the intake tube, the mass airflow housing, and of course the airbox lid here, all looking at a durable injection molded ABS plastic. For the material, the airbox lid is then finished off with that Bully Dog logo, loud and proud, kicking up the underhood appearance slightly and just adding a little bit more branding under the hood of that F-150. Now, in addition to those durable injection molded ABS plastic components, you're also receiving one of Bully Dog's proprietary 8-layer cotton gauze filters. It is high flow, it is washable, and it is reusable. Just keep in mind, guys, this is an oiled filter, so whenever you do clean this, you'll have to re-oil it with Bully Dog's recommended oil for that. And it's also nice to know because it will save you some money over the years, as opposed to replacing those cheap paper element factory filters time and time again. Now, earlier in the video, I did mention this is one of only a handful of options in the category that will feature some kind of sealed enclosure, and I really like this design for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I feel it's going to be superior at blocking out that hot engine bay air, but it's also going to take in and absorb and kind of isolate all of that fresh cold air coming in through the factory cold air ducting on the front end of your truck. And it does so because the Bully Dog option does retain the lower portion of that factory airbox and the corresponding cold air ducting. So again, a design I'm personally a big fan of, and I'm happy to see it here with the Bully Dog. And of course, there is some kind of power expectation with an aftermarket cold air like this, as is the case whenever you add an aftermarket performance part. And while Bully Dog doesn't give you any exact horsepower or torque figures or claims, they do claim that this thing will make more than your factory airbox. Now, in my experience, guys, anytime you're adding an aftermarket cold air like this without a tune, you're gonna be in the high single-digit, low double-digit range as kind of a best-case scenario. Of course, this is a no tune required intake. Adding a tune will add to your power, of course, but at that point, you're probably seeing more gains from the tune itself as opposed to the intake. Nevertheless, you can look forward to some other benefits here as well. Improved throttle response in addition to a little bit better fuel economy. That is, of course, if you're not beating on the truck left and right. Let's switch gears and talk about the installation here with the Bully Dog Cold Air, and like I pointed out at the very top of this video, this one will be a breeze, guys. So 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe 30 minutes to an hour of your time depending on your expertise and just how fast you work. Very basic hand tools, including a flathead screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, T20 Torx tool will be needed to remove the mass airflow sensor from the factory intake. Other than that, Bully Dog throws in everything needed to complete the install, including your clamps and couplers, and the detailed instructions to help you along the way. Your first step is to obviously remove the factory stuff, so go ahead and loosen up the clamp nearest the throttle body, unplug the mass airflow sensor and corresponding hoses on the factory airbox, and then remove the entire airbox and inlet elbow in one piece and set it aside. With the factory intake and air filter out of the way, get to work assembling the new Bully Dog Cold Air, starting with swapping over that mass airflow sensor to the new mass airflow housing. Once that has been swapped over, you can get to work assembling the intake itself, starting with the housing into the airbox lid, and then installing the filter itself, tightening everything down with the included clamps. At this point, you can drop it down into your engine bay, can assemble the intake tube to the rest of the assembly, tighten everything down with the included clamps and using the included couplers. Tighten it up at the throttle body, reconnect that mass airflow sensor, reconnect all the hoses, and your installation is complete. Wrapping things up here, guys, the Bully Dog Cold Air with its sealed enclosure does make it a bit of a rarity at this price point, and therefore will make it appealing for owners who are after that. Factor in the solid build quality and fitment and the sleek all black appearance, and you get a great intake for the $300 price point. So guys, that is my review of the Bully Dog Cold Air for your 5-liter truck, which you can grab right here at AmericanTrucks.com.